Hi, this is Amy Chan from CakeDecoratingSchool.com, and if you like cake decorating, you're in the right place. In this video, we're going to be talking about the disposable decorating bags that we use most often. And we use two sizes pretty regularly, the 12-inch and the 18. I generally prefer the Ateco brands. I've been using them for a really long time. And I like the way they feel. They have a really nice consistent seam that I find I don't have a lot of problems with it busting or breaking or leaking through. So they're just a really good buy, right? And they come in little boxes and rolls of 100, right? You can take the roll out or you can use the box as a dispenser. So you see there's these little tear tabs here, and hopefully I can do it smoothly on camera, but usually that's not the case, right? So if you take the roll and get it started, you can actually put it back down in and you have a nice little dispenser, right? If you fold it back like that. So you have a nice little dispenser that you can use to feed those out. And then you can just tear them off one or two at a time as you need to. I go through these pretty quickly, so I tend to just recycle the boxes. But if you're doing this at home, you only use them every once in a while. This can be a nice way to keep your drawers neat and keep things stored and clean and dust free, right? So the bags themselves are nice heavyweight plastic. You can use them with no tip. Sometimes I'm just using sauces or really liquidy things and I'm going to fill something and I'll just put it directly in the bag and clip the end. You can use them with couplers and tips or just by inserting the tip in the bag, and I'll go over a little bit about how to do that. So I'm just going to take a larger size tip and I'm going to slip it down in. And I'm not going to press too hard. I just want to have it down in there so I know about where to mark. And after a while, you'll be able to do this by eye. But anytime you're using something, especially like buttercream, where it's going to be a little bit stiff and you're going to be exerting some pressure, if you cut the bag too far back, you can shoot the tip and all your frosting out onto whatever you're working on. So you just kind of want to put it loosely down in the bag and then mark just a little under halfway. Right? And that'll give you a good spot that then you can retract the bag, retract the tip in the bag and cut across, right? And then when you push it forward, right, the tip, right, all the openings are exposed, right? You're not blocking anything with the bag, but you've got enough of the bag still there that when you squeeze, you're not going to be pushing the tip out and potentially ruining your project. Anytime you want to load something, I always fold it over halfway and make what I call the Muppet Mouth, right? So you just want to fold the bag over, slide your hand up in that fold, and then it makes a little opening that you can control. Then you can spoon, dish your frosting in there, and use your fingers to clean off whatever utensil you're using. That way, also, when you fold your bag up, the top half is clear of any frosting or product, and it makes for easier, cleaner decorating, right? If you're going to use a coupler with the tip, it's a little bit easier. You just put the inside portion of the coupler in, and then I usually cut the bag about a ½ inch past the end of the coupler, ½ to ¼ This gives me something when I'm cleaning up to grab onto to push the coupler back out. This will keep you from having to cut up the sides of the bags and try to surgically remove those couplers later on, right? Your tip then goes on top and the ring secures it in place. And this is good for jobs where you might want to change the tip, or if you're using a frosting like royal icing that can dry out and tends to clog and you might need to free any blockages, right? So it's up to you when you use a coupler and when you don't, and what size bag you use. Typically for smaller jobs, I use the 12 inches. And then for larger ones, say if I'm going to be icing a whole bunch of cupcakes and I want to load a lot of frosting, I'll use the 18-inch bags. I'll show you what those look like. So you can see the 18 inches are much longer. So if I'm gonna ice a whole bunch of cupcakes and I wanna use a really large decorating tip, I'll use these for those projects. And those cover the basics of disposable decorating bags. We hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like it, you'll check out more.